Hello, and welcome to Sisters in Lit and Life, where we discuss the lit we read and life. I'm Layla.
I'm Shannon.
I'm Whitney.
We're a little short tonight, but we're going to have an amazing podcast because we have finally made it to the long awaited
Iron Flame. Oh, it's just so pretty. Oh,
It's so beautiful.
yes. We
Now,
didn't get defective ones like a lot of the other Amazon people.
right, ours came out
Hey, Steph.
Hey,
tip
Steph.
top edition.
Yes.
Hey,
Leading into this too, we're going to do a quick recap of Fourth Wing. For those of y'all, I just had to show my book. I don't care. For those of y'all who who obviously probably here to go over Iron Flame, but we'll do a quick 2-minute recap. So, Fourth Wing, we have Violet. She's this very sickly kind of person, and she's in this war college where there are different factions. There's dragon riders, there's infantry, there's scribes, all these different factions you can get into, and she gets chosen to go to be a dragon rider. So the whole book, she's basically trying to hone her skills, learn to fight, use her wits, because she's a scribe, so she's extremely intelligent, and she knows all about the history and all that kind of stuff, and she's smart. Along the way, she meets Xaden, who is our MMC of the book, and he is basically can't stand her. They hate each other, enemies to lovers, because her mother is responsible for basically his entire family and all of his rebellious friends getting killed or stuff like that. So basically it's them back and forth having to really work together because they're in this war college together, and they technically have to, like, he's trying to get her to become stronger and stuff like that. Fall in love, a couple things happen. She gets 2 dragons instead of the typical 1 dragon. And it's just this big, huge thing. Everyone's out to kill her because her mom is the general. So she runs into all kinds of different crazy people along the way. So, they end up getting like their unit, and they're really tight knit, and they're all really close. And they end up going to this final game in War Games, and they go to this area and get set up to be taken and killed, essentially. But they persevere and they win. They fight a bunch of these venom, which we'll learn more about in Iron Flame. And the end. I know I left a lot out.
I was about to say you'd have missed so much shit.
But a lot of happens here. Basically, dragons, love, a lot of fighting, a lot of action, a lot of betrayal, especially from the best friend Dane's, but ass. But in here he sucks. We'll see how he is.
And they be hunching. They be hunching.
The two scenes in this book that were spicy, chef's kiss. Oh, you don't need them to enjoy this book at all, because I'm a true smut reader. I don't read much else, and this book didn't even need it, but it definitely was the cherry on top. Oh, because when you breaking armoires and shit when you fucking, that's awesome.
Blowing holes in roofs,
lightning, and
burning the curtains.
She gets her power, and she's a lightning wielder. They have powers. It's a whole lot of stuff. And then we get to Iron Flame. You guys, can we just say how long we waited? How long to read this book?
When did Fourth Wing release?
I don't know. I feel like we read it right when it came out, like maybe a couple weeks after it came out, and we've been waiting ever since. I think it was like January. It was earlier this year for sure. I don't know.
I'm about to look.
November. Well,
no. That's Iron Flame. I'm talking about when did Fourth Wing?
Yeah, because we've been waiting. Like, we have been counting the days to read Fourth Wing. It's just been.
It came out in April of this year.
April. It felt like way longer. I felt like we was waiting for this book for like 8 months.
Yes.
Okay, so let's get into it, guys. What are we doing? What are we thinking? Like, start at the beginning.
I want to give my rating first. Like,
well, we don't even need to do a rating. Like, who did not give this book 5 stars?
And if you did, your mama a ho ho.
No, she don't give me a ho ho. We're Shannon.
A ho ho. a whole
Let
hoe.
me tell you,
Because there is no way.
the betrayal, just oh my gosh.
Yes.
Like you
So
don't know who to trust.
like you really don't
Oh.
at all. Because everywhere, and like
And
even
then
like the
she
people,
goes back and forth with thinking that she can't trust Zayden. Like, it's so
and then like
much.
because the whole first book, we're like something's going to happen. He's going to do something like this. He's using her. Like it has to be something. So what we get into this
Yes.
book. Also, you know, I'm gonna take my dust cover off. Ooh, my dust jacket. The map is beautiful.
I'm the map.
I love the map in this
I did
book.
not open my book that wide.
My,
She broke
So
her
she
book.
was just like,
it's
I
beautiful.
read this book
I
like
read
this
mine.
and listened to it on the audible.
This will never go anywhere
And I
but me.
turned-
So I love it. But we get into this book and it basically kind of takes off where we first like we leave off from Fourth Wing.
Absolutely.
So
Where we
Fourth Wing, we find out Violet's brother, Brennan, is alive. He's not
Is alive.
dead. Shocker.
for
What a
almost
cliffhanger.
years, this dude has been held up in whatever town for
years.
years,
For years.
plotting and planning.
Yes.
And Zayden knew about it.
The whole time.
Yes.
So wait, did you read the 2 extra chapters?
I did.
I thought it was hilarious, like the way she did it. Like she did the chapters, like she wrote what chapter she was referencing to. So at chapter 6, when they're fighting on the sparring on the mat, and he's like talking to himself. He's like, she don't even know her brother's alive, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yes, that
the
was
whole time.
Oh my
time.
gosh, yes. But so we get, you know, we find out Brennan's alive, and he's basically one of the head of this revolution, trying to basically
kind of like a rebel, like.
Well, I feel like they're like trying to make
But
it.
they're the good ones.
The good ones, yeah.
They're the good ones because they're really everything that's going on in Bestia is, make sure I have the right place. It's lies. It's lies and deception. And I know we don't like to reference this, but it's, you know, that magical school that that little boy went to in that book. The lady made a whole lot of money.
Yeah.
It makes you think like you don't know whether you can trust the professors who are there to teach them how to hone in on their powers.
Yeah.
And
because you can't, because they trying to kill her too.
Yes. Well, in my thing is like,
let me tell you, Varish, is that the man's name? Professor?
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. What kind of, if you're in the education field, you want people to be their best. You do not make someone continue to, as a punishment, give their power off until it's literally has them burning their insides and they're about to die. And he's so sneaky. The way he used her best friend Dane against her, because he's like, I know Dane loves you. He used love. Let me tell you something. In this book, love is a weakness. Love is a weakness. And so many times we see how being in love with somebody can bite you in the tail, and how others use it against you to make you either give up something, to find out information, or to change something you normally wouldn't.
Yeah, Steph is right. Because do they even really teach at this school? Because they teach them
they're finding out everything on their own.
Zayden teaches her more than anybody in the school.
That's what they learn, though. Ultimately, you learn to come up with the questions yourself. Because she said that, like, when a sub came in for them one day, she was like she's leading us, but it's almost as if she wants us to ask her the questions.
Yeah,
and it really is. It's to get you to start to think. And think outside of the box. And when you do think outside of the box, you have to know that you're sane. Because when you mention it to someone you trust, they're like, have you been hit in the head too many times? Like, wait, what's going on with you? Like, they make you question yourself. But it's a school of definitely building confidence and learning to question what looks real but may not be.
Yeah. Well, and my thing is, like, even here, all of the teachers and all of the, it's like they put, I know it's a war college, I get that, but it's like they put like all of the politics that they believe as like the general, like they put the military in charge of a teaching school that's supposed to be teaching them, but really it's just to teach them to do what their agenda is. So it's not to teach them to be, you know, like their own thinkers or whatever they want. They really want them to follow their narrative. So, we finally get to the point where Navarre, like, they've been the whole time telling, like, we don't know Venin and Wyvern are even real. Like, that's a myth. We know it's not a myth from Fourth Wing because Violet and them fought them, but the people that go to the school that weren't in that battle, it's a myth.
Don't
They
know.
have no idea this is not real. So we finally get to the point where they're like, their seal is broken and everyone has to like kind of decide whether they're gonna go fight for, Pomeril or all the other
No. But even before that, when she had to blow up the box and the Venom escaped, and she had to fight the Venom then, and
Yeah.
everybody's sitting like, "Hold on, player, where you get this from?"
She's already at she's already at the other place with Zay and them because they were trying to do the treaty with the people that were.
They were trying to get the people to come and link up with them, right?
Yeah, Cat's people. I can't remember them. The Felix, not Felix, but yeah, those people. But I'm just saying, like her, like the Biscayeth and Navarre, all those people, like the general and like Varish and all them kind of people. I was just like, did you not think anyone was gonna ever figure out anything? Because in the Fourth Wing, it's really all about these wards. Because even in the beginning of Fourth Wing, they're like, why are the Griffins getting through the wards? Why are they attacking the wards? So I feel like we do lose a little bit of that because we're trying to like really focus on the dragons and shit.
But what I think he really did a great job of is in Fourth Wing, how it was so like it didn't make sense. Why wouldn't her mom just let her go and be a scribe? Yeah. Like, why wouldn't she? And then we find out
she already knew.
You knew too much.
Already knew.
Smart. Her dad had kept her in there. You knew too much.
Did you remember when we did our recording for Fourth Wing and we were doing our predictions and stuff? And we were sitting there. We were like, they don't want her as a scribe because she's too smart to be in there because she's gonna figure out what they have going on.
No, but I think her mother knew that this whole thing was coming about. Because at the end, before she died, she was like my greatest weapon. Like she knew that she had this power contained within her, and the way that it would be brought out would be that she became a writer rather than a scribe. She knew that the information Violet craved so much information, so she knew already off top she would be searching for the answer.
Even no matter what area she would be.
She needed to be a writer to train up for what was to come.
A lot of the history is rewritten. Like she's in here trying to have Jacinia find things that isn't even in their stuff, but she knows it exists because her father left her that book.
Right.
We got one going to Brennan over it. Where are they at?
But then the crazy part is whenever she's got a friend that's a scribe getting her these things and somebody else requests something and he requests something that he shouldn't have, he loses his life.
Yes, because she has to record stuff.
Because she has to record it. But then, she's like, well, why didn't you record it when I asked? She said, because I didn't think it was something that existed. And I was almost embarrassed because I didn't know anything about that.
Yeah.
But I know you're you. So it had to be real.
Yeah.
I just had to figure it out. So I didn't record it.
Yeah, like Jacinia, like for real, like was one of the goats in this book because without her, like all this information just would have been like non-existent. Because even like when they're at the like towards the end, she's still coming with information. Like from the beginning through the middle through the end, she is coming with all the information. And I love that she has to sign, and then Sawyer's all like, "Teach me how to sign" and stuff like that. So I thought that was really cute. But it was just insane how they just didn't think that anyone was going to figure out that you're not even that you're like this little portion of this country on the map, and everywhere else is suffering and being attacked, and they don't have wards when you easily could find a way to help everybody. It is like America.
But, crazy. But for the students that really weren't trying to like be nosy, they were like, what? We're even attacking people on the outside? What?
Yeah.
What? But then it became too much when all of your outposts and are being attacked. And they're like, that don't make sense. And then for the teachers to try to make it seem like, oh, this wasn't even a real flyer.
This was a test. This was a test.
Trash.
But so my first mind blow in this book was Jack fucking Barlow. That bitch is alive.
And they brought him back to rehab it. He's alive.
Oh yes, because why does it take a month? Why does it take a month to go see the healer? Because I was like, it's something going on.
He's been in the healer trying to get healed. Oh my God.
Why?
I was about to say, didn't he get flattened by a fucking rock? You had a lot of healing to do.
He knocked the whole mountain down on his ass.
When you were a human and you came out at the end, they wheeled you on a stretcher looking like
right.
The man,
I remember Tales from the Hood when he brought up the paper. He was like. That's what he looked like.
What's crazy though is we should have saw this coming though, because every person that dies in this book, they read off the death roll and they burn their things and send it to Malik. And they did not do that for him. So we should have seen this shit coming.
Shut up.
We should have.
I didn't see it coming. Because when I walked in there, I was like, Jack fucking Barlow. Oh my God. And then
look, because I thought he was a non-factor. Like that dude, he dead. Like, done.
Oh, I love all the new brown people.
And then for him to save her later.
They had a lot of new brown people.
Oh, yes. And I just knew he was gonna tear her tail up later, but then for him to save her life and her even be surprised. Yeah. She's like, well, we can go. I can put you back on the edge of that kill you.
Yeah. I
really was just like, wow.
I already knew. Like, I knew him saving her life was something. I was like, okay.
Hell yeah. I don't trust. I didn't.
I was like, I still don't trust that right there at all.
Still don't trust.
I did not.
No.
Still.
So that was my
first like, and everything.
It's I owe you, but she said that. She said, I owe you 2 lives. Yeah, she said I owe him 2 lives now. The one I took of his. And then because he saved me, I'm like, folks that go around saving you that don't like you, it's a problem.
Don't ever come back. And then I also like the only thing I did not like, and it's not even that I didn't like it, I just wished, is that I didn't like how Andarna was asleep for so long. I was like,
it's gonna be something in the next book.
She coming out fierce.
It made sense to the book, but the whole time, like, as I read it, bitch, where is Andarna? Like, where is she?
She was like,
yeah, she slept for like 25 minutes.
No, but it had to set up as how they are just alike. Remember, you don't even know her powers yet.
Yeah.
Right. And Violet hasn't even met the extent of hers. So when it comes out in the 3rd book, it's gonna be vicious.
Yes, and teenage Andarna is hilarious. Adolescent. She be talking to Taryn like any type of way.
Any type of way.
It does. But not just
I can see Taryn just in the back going,
so my nerves.
I can see his
the fact that they're making it seem as if she's gonna be weaker. I think that's gonna make me she's gonna really be good because it's like, like the wing.
She's purple, isn't she?
And Darna, I think she can change her color. I think she can change to whatever she wants.
That and but they put emphasis and brought up about her wing. She won't be able to have a rider.
Nah,
so
she all that up. She gonna be bad at. She's Violet. She is Violet. If you think about it, like
that's what I'm saying. Because like when they said she was purple, I was like, it makes sense that they're basically both one and the same.
Yeah, they're very much one and the same. They're very much like the struggling through physical hindrances and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I think she can change. I think she's a chameleon because she can be like at the point where she didn't even know she was in the mountains. Her camouflage was so good,
right?
Like camouflage, and then she has Terrence. Terren's black scales because she wants to be Terren. She idolizes Terren because he's all powerful and amazing. And then
we take a second just to pause for Terren? Oh, I hope not. Can we just take a pause though for him for a second? Because baby, how many times did I hear? Every time I heard he rumbled, I could hear it. I was like, oh, he growled. Y'all
what did he say? He said silver hair.
Right.
Is that what he
said?
Every time somebody was pissing him off, that growl.
I was about to say, Terren was black.
Yes.
Terren was black. Yes. He said, let him know I will bite his head off and something. I was like, bro, calm down.
I was like, now this dude gonna keep
every time. Terren wanted to smoke in every situation.
Man, one of my So okay, if we had to go through all of the action scenes in the whole Iron Flame, what was your favorite action scene? I'll go first.
The end.
Mine was when she had to undo herself off that dragon to save Sawyer, and she had to run and jump off that bitch and jump on the other bit and had to climb.
And the audio made that really good.
Oh
The way she was reading, and then she did this, and she was yeah, the audio, the narrator made that part.
It was so Rebecca did such a good job with her narration. Oh my gosh, like I'm in this book. This ain't a book. It's a movie. I can see it. I'm
in my head.
Absolutely.
I cannot wait to whatever series. They better make it like Lord of the Rings or
I can see
the other lady.
I can see Idris being
easily.
Yes. He has that depth voice. Yeah.
Rebecca, Miss Yarros, fan cast immediately. We need that.
Maybe you should do one. Maybe you should do one because you know it's coming out. When it's gonna come out, it's gonna probably take a long time.
Yeah, I feel like it won't come out. I don't even know because I feel like
for it to be Idris, it needs to be. I need his British accent. I don't want him.
Yeah, I feel like they would most likely all have like European vintage kind of accent.
Oh, Angela Bassett. Oh,
y'all just y'all bringing some old people. Y'all need some.
They older dragons though. They like thousands, years old.
Yes. They are.
Okay, so what was your favorite action? Other than that, was that everyone's favorite action scene?
That one was pretty good.
Said yours was the last one, right?
Mine was the end.
That one made me because I knew her mom was
because it made you feel so many emotions.
I cried like a fucking baby.
Yes, because like even when like her mom died, and then like she got that boot kick.
shoulder checked her out.
But just putting the ruin back together, and then just everything like ceasing, and all the venom dropping to the ground. I was like, yes. It was so many emotions built into one scene. I think that's the best.
Yeah, that scene
was very emotional.
The end of that scene, not the action, but just for her mom. The next chapter was like from the mom, and it was like a letter to the dad. Like, if I died, it wouldn't be to protect this country. It would be to protect our children.
And she kept saying, "I'm going to be with him," and I was like, goosebumps. I was. I called you guys. I was like, "Y'all, I finished the book yet? Somebody finish the book, please."
Why was I driving in my car? I was like, "Oh my god, I can't see. I can't see. I'm driving."
Steph's favorite scene was when Andarna was when they were on the cliffs going through the caves, and the one-eyed dragon came in there and tried to fucking kill him. And that was a good fight scene too.
That was
a good scene.
This had some good action.
It had that's the thing about Fourth Wing too. Even it was all amazing action. Like, I don't feel like there was ever a huge part, even with like all the politics and all of the other stuff, where it was dry. There's always
like some other books we know.
Moving on. Okay, so my
name shall be remain nameless.
A mind blow up was when we find out that fucking Xaden is an Insuent and can read every fucking mind.
But no, wait, there's more. Turns it to a fucking villain.
Yeah, that's number 3.
That's the part. Because I'm like, wait a minute. Why are his eyes red? I missed something. What has happened? And then he's like threatening, I want the antidote. Because they keep telling him, turn.
He baited, which is crazy because he can read, and so like, how did you not read that he was baiting you?
Right,
he was baiting you because Violet. My favorite part was the symmetry in this. Literally at the exact same moment, you have Violet having the same thoughts as Xaden. I can just reach down and take this power from the earth, but she chooses not to. She chooses to burn out herself to save. She's like, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna give everything I have. And the Venom is telling him, as soon as I kill you, I'm going for her. And he's like, absolutely not. I'm taking all the power in the earth and in the ground, and I'm going to end you because there's no way you're coming for the love of my life. Because also this whole book, I'm waiting for him. I'm waiting for the moment when when everyone goes, I was using you to get to this position. Like the whole time I'm like, I know he loves her, but he has to be using her.
You know what? Countless amount of times he's just like, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. But then we find out you did this. But then you find out you did this. But then you find out you did this.
No, Steph done brought up one of the best parts in the whole fucking book. No. Because how sir, did you do these things to me in my mind, right? On the other side of the room. And she went back and said, you know that trick you showed him? Thanks. I love my shit. I said I love Violet. Violet was a woman like grown up in this book. Mm-hmm. The first book, she's finding her way. We know she's a badass. She's smart, but she's learning. This, you ain't fucking with Violet or Violet. I don't even want to call her Violet. I want to call her Violence. The whole book.
Violence, yes.
I want to call her Sorengale.
Sorry, but in this one, she's also trying to learn to control emotions. This one was because when we find out that there's been an attack, and it's where her sister and Xaden are, and the dragon is like, "Come on, we gotta go!" Like they're on the same wavelength. Of course, they can hear you. Come on, I'm outside.
Running.
She don't have leave. It's cold. She don't even have a jacket. Somebody, girl, get a jacket here. And she's running it. They fly, what was it, 8 hours?
Yeah, I think it's 8-hour flight.
So if on a dragon, you flying fast and it's 8 hours, that was a long ass way. This map is not like this.
I need scaling.
Right. Like, oh my God.
It's like me trying to drive to Memphis. It ain't happening. It ain't happening.
And she gets there, but to see that the dragon, even his emotions, everybody's emotions for someone that they're in love with or the other thing that they're in love with, it's controlling them. And she is having to learn not to let her emotions control her. She so badly has to find the balance of, he's always going to keep secrets from me, but I don't want to, no matter what. Right. But we should have this pillow talk. Like, you done made it where can't nobody even know you telling me this. But that's still dangerous because there are people that can read your mind. They can touch you and steal your thoughts.
The whole time I'm like, dang, don't fucking touch her.
Dang, I was so mad at that. Wait a minute. Now, that was my favorite scene. When Dane comes in and I'm thinking he's being so ugly to her. And it's like,
when she's being tortured.
Yeah, she's being tortured. And he's like, she's betrayed all of us. And you know, go ahead and get her. Go ahead, so we can find out. So we can find out. I was like, yes. When he came through,
we're all looking at her face.
That's some real shit, though.
Man,
it's just like one of those moments where you're just like, fuck.
Yes.
No.
Yeah. I was like, at that point, I was like, in her head, she's like, he's found out I wasn't able to distract him enough and all this kind of stuff. But really, he was like, even Xaden was like, as soon as I was there, I saw him hit the apprehension because he could see it. And I was just like, that's crazy for her. Like all this, I'm just like, Dane got his redemption. And like, you know, everybody on TikTok, before I even read the book, like before most people read the book, before it was even out, they were like, Dane's going to get a redemption arc. Like Dane is really the friends to enemies, because he's always been the friend, but then he turns into the enemy because, you know, she hated that motherfucker.
But she's still madly in love with her.
Yeah. But he is,
and it's not gonna ever. And
nah, can't fuck with me now that Xaden can make me come across the room. Hell no.
Not even that. They're tethered. They're tethered in way more ways than one. You know.
Yeah, they're dragons too. Yeah.
So that's a bond you can't break.
What happens now that, you know, Xaden is turned venom, and I'm sure the third book is going to be about trying to find this cure, this antidote. but he's already saying that he cannot really sense Sigel anymore, right? So if his bond with her becomes fractured because of this venom and all this, what happens to her bond with Sigel? Does that just disappear?
Maybe she'll be having 3 dragons.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's gonna have 3 dragons.
Because I'm like, what the fuck?
I think she's gonna have 3 dragons, and I just don't want him to have like. I don't want him to, because it's like, what is he gonna do that's fucked up? That's gonna again make it where her not want to be with him.
Yeah. Well, this is gonna be a hard pull right here because I feel like, you think Vi and Andana are gods? Maybe because like what their god is like Malik right now, right? Like we give our soul to Malik and all that kind of stuff. I want to know some more dragon history. I want to know more about their dragon history, because even when Andarna is asleep and she comes out and she's, you know, disabled a little bit, she's working with the elders. I want to know about these elders. I need some more information. I don't fuck all these people at this point. I want to know about the dragon history, okay?
Yes.
Not the fucking people.
And then if they're elders, who are they? Are they bonded to anyone? Do they have like riders? Or are they at the point where they're no longer doing that and they're just elders? Like, I am just so interested. Brennan.
Who are the gods mentioned?
Huh?
She said there were
a bunch of gods.
Damn, you know, we probably will
have to go back and read.
Go read it again.
I need a paperback. I need a paperback because I'm not.
No, because I can't open this.
I'll go look because I opened mine. I'll go open mine and look.
No, I wanna go back and annotate.
I want to know my Kindle.
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna see if I can find another copy of this somewhere, because there were copies.
Bro, you almost didn't get your copy.
No, I got my copy. You're talking about Iron Flame.
Oh no, she said she wanted 4th wing.
Another 4th wing, so I can open it with this one because it has the extended and annotate. I have some nice, cool annotated.
I think I'm just gonna buy it on Kindle so I can search stuff. I like.
But I want to look at my notes. Oh well, Kindle does let you see my highlighting, annotating stuff. Like you get these little strips, and then it's like highlighting.
I got all that shit and ain't even annotated.
I haven't touched none of it.
I have clear sticky notes.
Yeah,
I got all of it.
All of it. Andarna said she chose Vi and that she slept for 650 years until Vi's 18th
she
birthday.
Did.
Because she said she was like, they were talking about how there's a writer and she ain't shit, basically. And she's like, that's my person.
She did.
She said that bitch was weird.
Yes. I'm just there's because we know there's 5 books in this franchise right here. So there are just so many things. And you know, you get the first one and it's amazing, okay? You know, yeah, awesome. The second one, you're just like, please be good. Please be decent.
Please be decent.
There have been a whole lot of duds out there, boy.
So now book 3. It can't fall off, right?
It can't. Like this don't have to be
book. Book 3 is peak book.
Man.
Right?
I wonder, did she write them all together? Like she just was in the lab, just
cranking them
out the story, and then at the end she broke them up.
It seems like that because I feel like it started right kind of
it's
where
a continual. Yeah, and it ain't no motherfucking recaps.
Yeah. I just like
none. Right into it. We're not no fluff.
I don't even want it.
This book could be as long as it was, no fluff. Yeah. There was not one part of this book that was boring. Even when they were going over the history, when they were in the classrooms, I wanted to know, give me more. I'm
telling you right now, if they made this a movie, this is what's the dragon show that we all love?
Game of
Thrones meets Hunger Games. And both them bitches was bomb.
Oh yes.
Like, can you imagine? I just like, even if you just told me right now, hey, I got you a movie ticket to go see this movie about dragons and it's kind of like Hunger Games, I'm going to see.
I wouldn't have wanted to read it in 2 parts. I'm glad that she did put it together. Good publisher.
What do you mean?
Because I wouldn't have wanted.
Oh, part 1.
She said it was originally 2 books. This book was originally.
Yeah, I'd have been hot.
Oh,
yeah, because can you imagine? Like,
I know there is a part 1 and part 2 in this book. I do know that. I just couldn't even tell you.
It is.
Part 2 was at the end.
I couldn't even tell you. I just know that should all work together great.
It was all at the end of the book when she said part 2. I said, damn, the book, I'm 70% in. I like that she did it like that.
You know what's crazy too? Rebecca. You gave us another 1 chapter, Zayden. I just knew going into book 2 we was gonna get dual person. I just knew it. We don't need it, but I just knew it.
We don't need him. We need him just like this. We need to just the all-knowing narrator to just kind of tell us what we need to know about him and then pull it back. But at the end, I was surprised to hear. I was like, wait a minute, that's a different voice. I was like,
I almost wish she would just go ahead and like release the pre-orders for all 5 so I can go ahead and buy them all right.
Oh, I know. Just at least release the link.
All these books, I don't care.
Release the link. Release the link so we can go ahead and buy.
Yeah, Red Tower. They're doing some good stuff over
now. This is what I want to know. I'm eager to see what the next covers are going to look like. Like, how do you top this?
So Iron Flame, we know what the Iron Flame represented. We know what the Fourth Wing represented. So when we get to book 3, I wonder if it's going to be
because it's going to be about Venom. So Zen,
maybe it's green,
Red Ring or something like that, or Red Bane, or
right.
But they all start with 4. No, I'm looking at. Why am I looking at both my copies of Fourth Wing saying they both start with 4th? I gotta stop buying books. This is the vodka soda. It was pretty.
Is that what it is?
It was pretty strong.
Let that be the case. I wonder, is there anything else?
What else really happened? I mean, I was like, it was struggle bus for her and her relationships through this because she kind of had to pull herself away a little bit.
She and that kind of secrets and figure out who to trust. Yeah. But even the people right there in her squadron, the ones that did come from last year with her when they were year 2s together, those were her like ace booms, like
for real. Like once she told them, up until she told them, I was like, damn, this sucks. I like Rihanna. I liked all her squad mates. But once she told them, then I was like, okay, cool. We all on the same page.
I felt okay, they know. And I didn't think they would betray her. Now I was worried about some of the new ones that were first years who were really related to other people. Like Sloan. Baby Sloan, how did you think you were gonna go and fight her your first challenge? Girl, sit down somewhere.
Yes.
Sit down.
Sloan. But then even the what was his name? I can't remember his name, but he was the one who was the prince who was kind of in incognito. Like they all had a part to play.
It wasn't Riddick, was it?
No. Riddick was their year 2, wasn't he? He was a year 2 with them. Damn,
I know. Why is this a book that has a lot of names? We don't even care. Why does this book have all these names and we don't care at all?
It wasn't Garrick. Garrick was a 4th. Garrick was with Zayden. He was like second in command with Zayden. I want to say his name was Sawyer or Arik or something like that. Because he was the prince, but like he was incognito. And he was like going by a different name.
Oh, because he was partying. He's supposed to be partying. Like his family thinks he's partying.
He wanted to be.
They don't really know he's there.
Yeah, they don't know he's there because he's
like his dad's gonna get mad at the guards at some point. Yeah. But she knew. Like, she was like, you know what's going on. He was like, yes. Why else do you think I'm here? But he really wasn't her friend. Because he was kind of like a new face, but he was the prince.
What was Liam's signet? Was he an ice? No, he wasn't an ice wielder. That was Riddick. Riddick was the ice wielder.
Same thing as Sloan, no?
He was a siphon? Because I feel like this is the first we're hearing of siphons. But what was Liam? I can't remember. Shit. Was he Earth? I can't remember what the fuck.
Okay, now I do want to get the Kindle so I can search.
So you can search shit.
Yeah.
Darn it.
Sloan wasn't siphon.
You know what? I got Google. I bet it's on Google at this point.
Oh, you know it is. Excuse me. What did y'all think about the?
He was a far sight. It allowed him to see very far in the distance, and his pupils dilated when he uses his signet, so he could see a lot. He could see.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I can't wait to see all this shit that's gonna happen.
Oh, I was gonna say, what did y'all think about people that can infiltrate in class, in school, to deliver a message? You think it's them delivering a message, and the girl pretends she's like, "Oh, I'm violent," and then the messenger just kills her.
Wait, what? Oh, yeah, they were all trying to assassinate her.
They're all trying to assassinate.
Yeah,
like you're getting
that was
like they're
Varish.
coming
That was
in
Varish.
clash.
Varish was sending out people to try to
Yes.
assassinate her. Like she was like, "Oh, I'm violent." He was like, "Bet."
Killed
I
her
was like,
right there.
"What?"
Right. And then Violet had to fight. And he was the first year.
Mhm.
And then for Varys to be like, how embarrassing, because you're so weak that this first year nearly took you out. He's bigger than her, he's stronger than her, but hey, you know what she remembered what Zayden told her? Don't aim big, don't do use what you have that's small, that's close by, that you can use to your advantage.
Yeah, Steph, I'm interested to see the different, like how they get more in depth with, because I know we're going to learn a lot more about Venom in book 3.
Oh,
so,
yes.
Like, I know there's different levels. So I'm interested to see how their hierarchy works, how they're trained, like how, like where they live, like where are they? Because
that's why I want to see what color this book is going to be and what it's going to look like. Because this one has got to be like, oh,
yeah.
But I wonder what they're gonna do.
It's called their Asmir. It's ASMIR. I can't remember how they pronounced it, but that's what they are now, and they want to be elevated to the next level.
That dampening potion. I didn't like those potions. I didn't like the potion, all those potions. Now, I know she showed us a little bit about working with like
poisons and stuff.
But those potions where they're trying to get you where you're not connected with your dragon, I was like, I'm not feeling this.
With that.
But the fact that she remembered what it smelled like whenever they went in for the next one, she's like, y'all don't drink this.
Don't take that. And then it sucks that they got her though, because Nolan's bitch ass. I was like, fuck you, Nolan.
Right. Like we're mad at the characters. But
at the same time, like if you think about it, like he's being fed information from Varys, right? Like and his superiors. So he really thinks that this bitch is a traitor and she is out here like delivering weapons. So it's like, even though I can't stand that he did it, it's like I can see why he did it. Because like, yeah, you could have a traitor amongst you easy. And she's over here with Xaden, who is Rebellion's son. Like he wears this, he has the mark,
right?
All that crazy stuff. Yeah. I was just like, oh.
Yes, that was.
But then the fact the whole time you in here mending Jack freaking Barlow, like, do the school
and she had to be in a sling and all that time because the healer's in there working on his flat.
They so tired they can't even heal a scrape.
Right.
Bitches. I was like, But the whole book from start to finish is just very well written. All the action is so much passion, so much love in the story. There's so many emotions in it. And then there's just so much, you get pissed at some people. You're just like, fuck. Like, I think I had to put the book down at least 3 times and walk away from it because I was like, motherfucker.
Right.
But, oh my gosh, it was so good.
Definitely get invested with the characters.
Yes.
Get invested and you just want to know, like, you want what's good. And then you're like, once you're invested, you're nervous because you know there's a war. You're wondering who is going to be murdered and who Violet's gonna blame herself. Like, but the thing is they're here. Yes, it's all on her. Yeah. So this is such.
I do want to say that like Ree, like Steph said earlier, Ree, her being a leader, a squad leader, she was just perfectly made for that role. Like she was like very authoritative, but she knew like, bitch, I know you in love. Let you go, right? Yo, man.
Like, we already knew that secret is not gonna work because we everybody knew that.
Yeah, but it was just
excuse me.
This
was good. This was
the thoughts about how. So Steph said the thoughts of how history is being changed. I thought it was just crazy that they just like, and it makes you think like, although this is a fiction book, this shit is very real.
Really
I know stuff in our history is changed, rewritten, and we're told completely different things that did not happen and did happen like all the time. So it's just so realistic.
Right. Certain cultures, that's really popular, those things to happen. But not just that, even in the teaching and some of this changing what the kids can and can't learn, we just want to act like, or we're going to pretend like slavery didn't even happen nowadays. And just, you can't even teach it. And I mean, we're going to ease consciousness now, or are we going to really teach how this country was founded?
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like I could literally like talk about this book for 3 days.
Oh,
like
yeah.
straight.
It was amazing.
I literally finishing this book. I was like, fuck. I gotta wait 3 more days to talk about this book.
Oh no. I paced myself so that I could finish today.
I did
tried.
too.
I literally like I think last week on Friday when you guys were like, "Oh, I'm stopping," I was like, "I'm stopping," and then I started itching.
Then you could.
I need
Like
to know.
crap.
And on Sunday, I was like, "Bitch, I'm reading it. I don't care. I can't hold out 2 more days." I had to get into it.
I was like, no, because we was gonna have to do the podcast early, special edition of Sisters in Living Life. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been able to. Y'all would have been on your own because I got to pick up the boy.
Oh,
I was just like, I'm so excited to see where Violet goes, her relationships with both Dane and Zayden. Like, I kind of want to see how both those go. Cause like Dane is still a little bitch to me because he did what he did.
But y'all, I have a feeling like she knows that he's tormented. Like she sees it. He showed her.
Yeah, he showed her.
So what does that mean for their relationship? Is Dane then gonna get a chance?
He's gonna be she fought her man.
She did.
Her man.
And I'm gonna stick beside her.
I'm gonna stick beside her. She's gonna be the one to fight to find this antidote because now it's gonna be her convincing everyone around her not to send him away.
But what's the cost? What is gonna be the cost? Is it gonna be that she has to? I'll give you the antidote. Is Dane gonna have it? And I'll give you the antidote. Hold on. Is he gonna find it? I'll give you the antidote, but what it costs is you can't be with him. You're gonna give yourself to me, y'all.
Nah. So I see them leaving Basgiath because right now they're not protecting.
She said Dane gets no love.
Yeah.
I know it, but for him to still be hanging around,
I like Dane now, but I feel
my
like he still has some. He ain't done enough to make up for what he did.
He's still pining away for her.
Yeah.
And he's gonna.
But remember when she got on that dragon and he was like, "If Zayden were here, what would he let you do?" And she says, "Yes," and that's why I love him. I was like, "Oh damn."
But that's not it for him. He don't hear. He hear, but he don't. She said Rebecca wouldn't do it to us.
But this is what I think. I think the third book it's gonna be, everyone's gonna find out that he's venom because shit. How can you really hide?
I mean, how can you not know?
So it's gonna be
hide as long as they can.
It's gonna be her having to make the choice between staying with Zayden to go off and try to find a cure and go out into the world because we have this map of all these places and we haven't touched half of them. So it's gonna be them going off or her having to choose her friends and like she's gonna have friendships that are tested in this because like he's venom. They fight venom.
Right. We're not with that anymore.
They're not with that. So like is Ree gonna be like, like I'm for you, I love you vibe, but this is wrong. Like I want to know that. Ooh. I can see that. But I feel like Dane will get a love interest.
But he's still gonna try.
Yeah.
You're my cat.
That shit was crazy though. She got in that girl's head hard. Her signet was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I like learning about their signets.
Oh yeah.
And I want to know what Violet's second signet's gonna be. That's gonna be cool.
So
I thought we were gonna get it for this book because and Darna, but and Zayden's a king.
And Zayden is king.
But
what does that mean though? To be king, but now
you're venom. They're going to be trying to ostracize him. They are going to try to kick him because there are so many people wanting his lineage. Like there are people that want him out anyway. Because even the guy who had the box with the venom in it, who was trying to like Kat's father, I can't remember, Kat's uncle, I can't remember. They want this alliance, but really it's because they want his title. They want his his
all that comes with it.
Yeah, so I really think it's going to be like him and Violet, maybe some of their squad chooses to go and help, and it's going to be this search for, and they're going to have to infiltrate the venom. They're going to have to do some crazy stuff. Taking to the dead. Rebecca said the second signet is in Iron Flame.
Talking to the dead.
I think it's talking to the dead.
So who is she? Okay, so this means she's gonna
Liam.
start talking.
She talked to Liam a lot. Fuck. She talked to me because I was like, "Bitch, you got that stuff."
So that means she's gonna get to talk to her dad because we hear mention of her dad and the things that he was able to.
Oh, she's gonna talk to her mom.
Mom.
Oh yes. This shit gonna be good. I wonder if Rebecca's like, oh, I didn't have that chapter written. That's a great idea.
Okay. So what other stuff was she doing in this book that was like out of pocket? That was kind of like, because she definitely was talking to Liam quite a lot. Not quite a lot.
And you know what? It's always at the brink of death.
I wonder if maybe she'll be able to like bring people back.
Okay, not just that. I wonder who's gonna get brought back because the healers brought back. She brought back. What's his name?
I don't think Nolan was or Jack was ever dead. I think that we just thought
dead.
She thought it was. So, is there anyone that we think is the guy down the river?
Well, we know the other Venom is not dead. He's
not dead.
Right. He gonna.
So we already know he's coming back.
Yeah. But shit. But what's crazy is like because they're like we're waiting for like all the Venom like he's on his way. I want to know about him. I want to know why is he so important? Is he like their leader? Is he like what is their hierarchy? Like, do they have kings?
Yes, because like who gave them the ruins to put in the venom? Like what is everything? Who
did it originate? Was Walking Dead. They was coming back to life.
Right. Basically,
but
like
I just don't understand how they were able
hold on. The parents. Can you imagine them turning into Venom?
Her mom and dad? What parents?
Like the ones that died, the ones that got executed.
Oh, the rebellion.
Oh. So you know what this makes me think of? That does make me think of Game of Thrones because you know the
Walkers, the White Walkers.
There's a lot of damn Game of Thrones. But look, okay, so let's say we're thinking of other stuff that she could do, right? So the definitely talking to the dead. Or
so does that mean dragons will get to come back?
I mean, I can't see them really bringing anyone like that. I can't see them. I don't feel like anyone's super important.
Because somebody did something that we never saw. Somebody killed their own dragon.
Well, Jack fucking Barr.
Right. He did.
But I'm just like, who?
And I was like, what was the real purpose?
Why did you kill your dragon? I was like, he did what?
He's basically saying like, fuck these dragons. We don't need them. We can take the power from the land.
They need us. Because he even said,
but you know, when the blood was spilled, the ruin like caught on fire.
It did. It was like desecrated the ruin, maybe.
Right.
Because maybe I don't know.
There has to be more. There has to be so much more. I gotta go back. Just like Steph said, I'm going back.
Why do I feel like I need to read the book?
Both of them. I'm going to go back and I'm going to read both of them and highlight and annotate. So when the third one comes, I can watch our podcast.
That haven't even been referenced.
There are a lot.
Yeah. That's
so
a way to work a map, girl. Way to work a map.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Oh, I want to read the third one next week.
You're gonna have to wait, girl.
Oh, and souls are always blessed.
And the souls are always blessed.
It's gonna be
right. Nobody's stuff is burned.
You know what? Maybe she's gonna have to go to the Bay of Malik to figure. Like maybe she has to go there to find the answers on how to get. Because her dad was super smart. So maybe she'll be able to reach out to her dad.
Some breadcrumbs. It's gonna be some breadcrumbs that
we're going on missions.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
But I feel like she's laid some things that we didn't know, and those were breadcrumbs. Like we've read them, and we don't even know that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to probably go back and reread this like a couple times. Yep. I feel like everyone's gonna take like we have how many of us? 6 of us in here, 5 of us, a fifth of each book, and we just have to do a book report,
right?
On those passages.
Right, hell yeah.
You have 100 pages.
Yes.
No, we just gonna come together at the end and comprise a big study guide.
Yeah, and you know what? We ain't gonna miss shit doing that because I'm gonna read them 100 pages like this. I'm gonna be like, oh, go back, read it again. That might actually be a good idea.
That might be.
Yeah, Steph, you should do it. You should do it too, right before the next book goes out.
Ooh,
we should all annotate and just come up with a big study guide. So we can just do like part 1 and part 2 of just the recap and then the new book that comes out.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, you guys! Like the theory. I have over 100 plus highlights.
You highlighted in the book.
She probably got tabs.
Kindle, iPad, right? Yeah.
Oh, she do got a Kindle. She got the Kindle
said she
version. She did say that.
Oh my gosh! They're just
Well, unless she was like me and only got the second
edition.
I mean, it doesn't feel the same.
I got the second edition too.
Everybody got the second edition.
Now that I got the special edition, I don't feel
Oh
that.
yeah,
I don't like hardcover books, so I can't go and annotate a hardcover.
I love them. I just don't like that it'll mess the spine up. I don't like it.
They're so pretty. I love a good hardcover.
I love
them. To be on my shelf.
Yeah,
you can put them on my shelf. I don't want.
I feel like other than these books, I usually buy them on Kindle and then just order the actual copy to go on my shelf. I read +1 on Kindle. I definitely didn't crack that book, and it's on my shelf.
Yep.
Okay, so are we ending it there? Because I could go on for hours.
Yeah, this is a good.
No, we can just go back. I mean, we can go ahead and end it. No, I have a few copies of both, and 1 4th wing from Rebecca. Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, I need to go figure out how to get my my sprayed edges one, the stenciled edges one signed. I gotta figure out how to get that shit signed.
We need to holler at her. Hey, we need to figure out a way to get.
How many copies are in, like even Iron Flame? How many copies did she release of the first edition?
I don't know because them bitches sold out quick. Today is only Thursday.
Yeah.
It was some people that was.
I think one of my favorite things on Instagram is watching the people when they create their own spines and do like all their own like 4th ring editions and so it's so creative. Yeah, it's very creative.
Yeah, because they could have
HBO shit. HBO.
Y'all better hit her up.
Who made Hunger Games? Was it Summit? It wasn't Summit. Whoever did Hunger, they need to come on. Get this ready because they done did all.
I was about to say Michael B. Jordan.
I don't want them to.
Michael B. Jordan has bought the rights.
Oh, has he? I was gonna say, but I don't want them to get. I want them to get the rights, but don't get started making it. And the reason is, I don't want it to be like
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones because he didn't.
No. You know what's gonna happen? Michael B. Jordan pairs with the dude that made Black Panther, so you know it's gonna be fire. They have a production company together. Amazon already.
I'm just glad it's not on like something silly where I need all the shit. Okay?
Oh, this needs to get this.
And Amazon had The Boys. Ooh, that was good. Watch that. That shit was fire.
What are we reading for next week? We didn't.
We are reading Wicked Ties.
I need to get mine.
This is our year of fantasy. Our year of fantasy because
not our year, but our month. Our month.
No, the year. I feel like this year has been all fan. Like the bangers have been all
introduced me. Yes, this has introduced me to fantasy, and I'm liking it. It's not too much. And
like you can get some high fantasy that's just kind of out there. But this is a pretty middle fantasy. It's not too crazy. The map is very followable. Like everything is very. It's not too complicated.
The map is very followable.
Very followable. I'm going to go with that and keep it going.
I'm going to go with that.
Sticking with it.
I'm sticking with it. Shit, that made sense to me. Followable.
Yes, because there was a lot that wasn't followable in some other maps.
Yeah, but like we had Iron Flame, we had 4th Wing, we had Vicious Bonds. That was awesome. We had the Chaos Welder, which is awesome. That'll be our next book after Wicked Ties. Like I feel like every fantasy I read this year, that was like a big fantasy. They hit.
And then we're gonna finish it up with the Southern's Guide to Slaying the Vampire.
Yes.
Yeah. Like we did these fantasy books was good.
We in there.
Yeah, I'm just
proud of us. Y'all cracked that fantasy cherry for me, so I could start into it.
Let me go ahead and get you some Omega verses real quick.
Right. Oh Lord, don't
take her too far.
Take it too fast. Try to go too. I give her an inch and she takes 2 miles.
She do. No qualms about it. She said, "You gonna read these books?" I just hope y'all like Chaos Wilder. Steph, have you read Chaos Wilder?
A freaking you. There's no way you won't like it because there's not really any slow parts in it. It's a lot of action, and the fucking in that book is top tier.
They be hunching.
Like I can't even get to the point where like her trigger warnings, the way she did hers, they were a few pages long and they were separated from mental, physical. Like there were so many triggers. That book was awesome.
Well, trigger me. Let me go get it.
Yeah, like the page, the triggers are like 2 pages.
It's a lot of triggers.
Well, I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm glad that because but that could be misleading because we have seen somebody have 19 pages of trigger warning,
and then when I one
and the book be 5 pages.
Oof, that book is so good.
Oh,
thank you for my coffee, Shannon.
Oh,
it's so good. Yeah, it's on
okay.
KU.
So the trigger warning, it's on KU. The triggers is only 1 page.
But she has it broken up. It's like mental triggers. Like it's good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that book is so good. Like that's her debut.
And a playlist.
How is this your debut?
Okay.
Oh my gosh, it was crazy. But
and the map.
The map is beautiful and it's followable.
That's your new word, right?
My
That
new word. It's followable. Followable. Not really a word. I feel like it should be a word.
And you know what? I ain't never seen an author that utilizes all the space.
All of it.
On her page.
Margin to margin.
Yes, she did.
She said, you're going to get all of these thoughts in my head for this book.
I'm interested to see, did she already get someone to narrate this book?
I don't know.
I want to read it and listen to it.
Oh, well, let me see. Because if
there you go. First commission. Oh Lord, here we go. Now, calm down. Now,
let me read.
Look, the whole time I was reading this book, I was like, Whitney.
Yep.
Oh wow.
So, but we can't. She didn't tell me, so we can't tell y'all. She let me read it all on my own.
I wouldn't say anything, and I'm good about that.
Would not.
I'm like, you gonna because I want you to be like, bitch.
And I was from the middle part and then the end, just like I know the fuck you didn't do this.
But for me, I can pretty much see a lot of stuff coming. Like when I read books,
right?
Like even with Iron Flame, I saw that Andarna was gonna be a different breed. I didn't know that's what it was going to be called. I knew she was going to be something extremely special. I knew as soon as they translated that shit from 6 to 7, I said Andarna's the 7th. Duh. Like I knew a lot of that stuff. Chaos Wilder had me. I did not see that shit coming.
I did not. The middle part, I knew it was coming, but the end, I did not know I did not see the end. The middle part, I was like, that's what it is, ain't it, Whitney? That's what it is. You know, you see my text like, that's what it is. And she was like, nope, keep reading.
Keep reading it.
Oh, no.
But next week for Wicked Ties is so good. Oh, it's so good.
All right.
It's so good.
Well, I'm ready. The first one, you'll love the download it.
It's so good.
It's by Shannon Williams, right?
Shannon Williams. And hers, just like Iron Flame, literally picks off like exactly. Like, you could probably just.
I don't need no motherfucking recap.
You don't
give me the story.
You just go straight into the book.
Okay.
Just tell me what's gonna happen with Cass. That's all I need to know. Cause like that's kind of like the same thing that me and Whitney was talking and how both of these books are kind of like the same. What you call it? Iron Flame and Vicious Bonds, like the whole tethered connection between the two main characters, and now Cass is in the dark place and Xaden is Venom.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, it's crazy that you see that in both of the books that we're about to read. Completely
but very much,
books.
because the tethers are. Right. I want a tether. Who can I be tethered to?
Bye.
Hell no, because I don't want you in my head like this.
Right.
Because I'd be like, motherfucker, I hate you. And you'd be like, what you say?
Nice stuff.
Like, why you hate me today? Yes, thank you.
Right. Yeah, we're about to end this, y'all, because we can keep talking and talking and
I know
talking.
Rayn is gonna
Make
be.
sure y'all
We're gonna be
join
talking
us.
about this book for 20 minutes on the next week's
All
because
right.
Rayn
We
ain't even
will.
here.
We're
We
gonna
And
try.
will.
Trina.
We're gonna do our best, but we got to give it a few minutes. So next week again, it's Wicked Ties by Shanora Williams. We go ahead and get the book and get into it.
Yes.
And if you have not, go ahead and check out Rebecca Yarros's series for the Iron Flame and excuse me, Fourth Wing and then Iron Flame. And if you've already read it, you might need to go back and reread it because it's a lot and you could miss something. These books are amazing. And please know that even though it ends on a cliffhanger, it's not where you be like, oh, I don't know what happened in the book. No, you do get a definite ending, but you know that it's some more stuff coming. So
Nah, Fourth Wing, that shit was a cliffhanger motherfucker right there.
oh yes, now that was
Fourth
that
Wing.
was. But
Yeah.
now that the other one is out, go ahead. Like
Yeah.
you go ahead. So this one you
But
don't
not only that, due to the fact that we are reading Wicked Ties, make sure you go and read Vicious Bonds
You have to read Vicious
before
Bonds.
reading Wicked Ties.
that's right.
Yeah.
You have
She does
to.
do a good job
They
of
are not
trying to get
standalone.
you.
This is a
Yeah,
series.
they are not. And Vicious Bonds, it's 500 pages. So definitely start now.
Yeah.
I want to say it was like 500 pages. Yeah.
But it's
Go ahead and
good.
get your
It'll go
copy.
fast.
I did good because I started Iron Flame like on Monday
Yeah. It's
because I
28
like to read
hours
them
if you
while I'm
listen
at
to it
work.
like they say you should, bitch.
Yeah.
Don't nobody listen to anything like
Well,
Nah,
that.
we
ain't no
listen
way
on
in hell I'm
3.
listening.
I think mine was like 13 hours. I was like, cool, I can do this.
Yeah,
You're right.
mine's is 14.
All
Ain't no
right,
way.
All right,
y'all.
guys.
Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Yay.
Bye.
Bye.